And a very warm welcome from me. It's been a while since the last time I was at the microphone here for WOR, but welcome back from me. It is WR Season 12, Round 12, here in the Cheddar Circuit. I can hear myself. Oops. Oops. Right. I forgot to close the stream in the background. But yeah, Season 12, Round 12 in the Cheddar, whatever this circuit is called. I can't exactly remember. But as you could expect, we have nice dry weather here in qualifying, and most likely gonna be nice dry weather in the race as well. Just to get the few first things out of the way straight away immediately. First things first, we will have our lobby restart of the qualifying to avoid desync issues and any other brilliant game issues that we might find without lobby restarts. And second thing is a bit of a more technical warning, I suppose, from you to all of you guys. My PC hasn't had the best of times in the last few days, especially on the F1 games, so it's had a couple of crashes after like half an hour or an hour of play. So if for whatever reason the game crashes, I do apologize, but things like that can happen. But obviously I'll try to get the game back on as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, Saudi Arabia, I think the last time I commentated on WOR Tier 6 was back in Mexico, where I don't even remember who won. That's how bad I am. I can't remember who won, but it wasn't Norby, I can tell you that much. I know that Lewis had a really decent comeback try from last as he crashed in Mexico qualifying, and he drove all the way up to second. We did have quite a lot of desync back in Mexico, so hopefully we can avoid that. We are on board Nat in the Alpha Tauri to go on for his first hot lap here. I have actually done quite a lot of practice here in Saudi Arabia as well, because I am gonna drive in Tier 7 on Friday as well, so you can look out for that as well. I know relatively what times you could and should look for in qualifying, but we can see even how much quicker are the Tier 6 boys than me. Bit of a cautious Sector 1 it has been for Nat in the Alpha Tauri, one must say. Downshift to 6th is really important here to carry the speed through here, really important not to invalidate, and it's a 30.4, not the best of Sector 1s, I must say, by the Alpha Tauri, but obviously it is the beginning of qualifying. The track will ramp up as the session carries on, and obviously Saudi Arabia, it is the fastest street track out there. The walls are so close to you everywhere you go, so it's really important to keep yourself out of the walls and on the track, and that's not what AlphaTauri has managed to do. We jump on board Norbiak, who unfortunately has also invalidated his lap. CRE_Mats is actually not the next one out on track. Let's hop on board with Lewis actually on medium tires, surprisingly enough, but I think most drivers will qualify on softs here. Lewis carries the speed relatively well here onto the long back straight here with DRS open. We've had quite a lot of action here in real life and also in other leagues as well on this particular DRS straight, and obviously before this corner we will probably see a game of DRS chicken going to this straight to try and defend your position as you go onto the main straight. GBR Lewis actually gets a lap, so I'm on the board. 28.2. Mishi over the line did not actually get a lap on the board. We are now on board Ivan Larko in the Mercedes. CRE Mats goes on top of the standings with a 27.6. Ivan Larko got a 28.7 dead. Let's see who else is on a lap time. Dom over the line, 10 faster, 29.7. And we now have a few drivers who have invalidated their lap times and are trying to get to the pits. Is Norbiak on a hot lap here? His Sector 1 was quite representable, and he is on the medium tires as well. He's running out of fuel though, so it's interesting to see if Norbiak, our championship leader still up, do believe, can get a lap time on board, or if he's going to run out of fuel, or if he's just going to box. 58.4 in the second sector, decent from what I can recall, especially on the medium tires. I should probably put the GUI up to see what tires people have set their lap times on, and there's a lot of medium tires that I can see on the left side of your screen. We have yellow flags in towards the final corner. It is actually really easy to lose the guard a little bit here, as Norberg now goes over the line, or is going to go over the line in a few seconds time, as he is going to complete the lap. Goji over the line, he went with a 27.5, Norberg up to 4th with a 28.8. Let's have a look if anyone else is on a quick lap. Motomoto mediums is a 30, did a 30 point something in the first sector split, but on mediums, so can be a really decent lap time for him as well. Could put him around where Norberg is, 58.4. I swear this is something similar that Norberg did, and Norberg is well up to 5th now. So Motomoto on the mediums in the hards might actually put himself further up the grid than, well, I don't actually know where I'm going with this. Clear track all the way to the finish line for Motomoto on the medium tyres. Gets a decent exit as he now ramps himself over the line. What can he do? Looking for 28 perhaps, and it is a 28.2. Up to P5 he goes. And I do believe that that is roughly everyone with the first runs well done, basically, as I believe people ahead are going to back into the pits. On the slow laps they are, yes, seems like that. Norberg is out of fuel, I think, maybe. So I'm gonna hop on board with Dark Eyes, yes, because he will be the next one to cross the line to go on a hot lap. Obviously, you can see, oh, did he touch the wall there? If he did, he's lucky to get away with damage here, because obviously, as I said previously, walls are really close to you on this track, and because of the speeds that you're taking, basically through every single corner in here, slight contact into the wall, especially in the race, might be the race over for you. You might pick up some slight damage that the game doesn't recognize, and you can't even change your front wing because the game doesn't recognize they have damage. But regardless, Dark Eyes looking to go for a hot lap to get himself on the board. That's an interesting line for him. I would be rather surprised if he didn't invalidate his time here. Let's have a look. Seems like he's going for a lap here, and he didn't invalidate, so here we are. Dark Eyes in the Alpha Tauri. We saw Nat invalidate his first run in the Alpha Tauri, and now we are on board with his team at Dark Eyes, who probably invalidated his lap time as well, so he's now looking to get himself onto the board. And obviously it is important to avoid going off the track and invalidating your lap time. As it was with Nat, rather cautious. He's even like a gear down what I usually would take in a 6 gear, but whatever floats your boat, right? Through sector 1, it's a 30.5 roughly for Dark Eyes. Not the quickest I've seen on this track. He's actually really close to the medium tire runners, but he's obviously on the softs. But the main thing is he hasn't invalidated his lap time yet, and that's, to be honest, what counts really. Really easy to touch the wall exiting the corner, and he stayed away relatively nicely there. I think he left some time on the table there, but it's probably better to leave some time on the table than touch the wall. 50.0, 4/10 up what the likes of Motomoto could do. So Dark Eyes is actually looking good for 27 as it stands right now. 27.8 would put him up to P4, but obviously he would like to do better on the soft tires, because there's a couple of medium tire runners right on the top of the standings right now who will probably go quicker as the session goes on. Dark Eyes over the line. It's a 27.8 as predicted. Goes up to 4th. What can his teammate Nat do? Nat, 57.9 is a 10th up on what his teammate did in the Sectors 2 split. He's looking for 27.7 if he carries the speed up. Going towards the line, Nat up to P3 with a 27.6. We have a couple of cars free for that Matza in the 27.6 club. CIE Mats is on a good lap, nearly 4/10 up in the first sector on the soft tires. What can Aston Martin do going towards the second sector split? I think Mats actually did his first lap time on the mediums, so he's looking for a decent improvement, and there you go, 57.5 is half a tenth up. Half a tenth up? No, half a second up what Nat did in the second sector split, and Lewis, Mats' teammate in Aston Martin, goes on top of the standings with a 27.1. And unless this Aston Martin gets blocked, which fortunately for him it does not, I would expect him to go... Oh my god, that was close. I would expect Mats to get into the 26s, picks up a DRS or slipstream, and not quite the 26s that I was predicting, but a 27.0 for Mats. And it's Aston Martin 1 and 2. IRC Demio on a outlap, so it's kind of irrelevant as it stands right now. Kios is on a slow lap. Is anyone on a quick lap? Stefano Chiova has spinned his lap. Norbiak. I think this is a hot lap for Norbiak. 6th up in the Sector 1 split for Norbiak. Yeah, our championship leader down in 13th right now, but obviously 6/10 up, and he will improve as the lap goes on. He will try to get further up the field in his Mercedes as well. Really easy to invalidate your lap here, really easy to put it into the wall. Norbiak managed to avoid both of these occasions. Again, I think he left some time on the table. He didn't maximize the corner exit speed. It's at 57.6, roughly a 10th down on what Mats did in the second sector split. He's looking good for the front row, maybe the second row of the grid, and now would have to keep it clean as he goes towards the final corner. We saw what Max Verstappen did in the final corner on his 2021 pole lap attempt. He put it into a wall. Norbiak goes a little bit wide here, picks up slight slipstream as he's going towards the line. The Alfa Romeo going into the pits. Can Norbiak get into the 27s? Yes, he can, but it's only a 27.3 for the championship leader. Let's see if anyone else is on a hot lap. Demio invalidated. Why? Stefano Chiova is on a good lap here, and I think he will show us some interesting lines here. Interesting approach towards the first two corners. What he did was he entered in 4th and downshifted to 3rd. What I usually do is the opposite. I enter in 3rd and then upshift to 4th. But looks relatively clean so far for the Alpine here, and he somehow managed to not invalidate. Not the best of Sector 1s that I have seen. It's a 30.7. Not brilliant if you ask me, but there's still 2 sectors left. I didn't actually see how much he was up on his personal best laps. I would need 2 tenths to get ahead of Dark Eyes and into the top 10, but maybe top 10 is not what he's looking for. Obviously the P11 strats might also come in handy. Keep in mind, we will restart the lobby once the qualifying session is over, so everyone basically in top 10 will be starting on fresh tires that they qualify on, well, into the top 10, but still you would rather be in P11 and start on mediums than be P10 and stock on softs. Stefano Chiova, I think he was down on his personal best in second sector split, but I shall stick with him. I believe in our beloved Alpine driver leading the Alpines as they are in P11 and P12 as it stands right now. Going towards the line is Stefano Chiova. What can he do? It's a 27.9. It does improve slightly, but stays in P11. Maybe that was tactical. What can Harry do? Absolutely nothing. Oh. As if I just caught that. What happened to you? Oh. Okay then, Moto 5/10 up on his first sector split, would put him well into the top 10 I would say, but we shall see. There's 2 more sectors left. Moto did say his time on the medium tires, so I do expect quite a decent improvement by this Haas driver. Oh, he took it right on the limit, really decently done this corner, and I don't think he could improve much in here. Second sector split is coming up in a few seconds time, 6, nearly 7/10 up. Is Moto, and again, really on the limit. Could have maybe taken that corner a bit more optimally, but still, he's looking to get into the top 10. A 27.5 would put him all the way up to 6th or 7th, which would be a decent improvement for the Haas. In the final corner, Moto needs a decent exit here, and to stay as close to the wall as you possibly can. Well, there's no wall here, but you know what I mean. Over the line goes Moto up to P6 with a 27.3. Decent improvement by the Haas driver. Is anyone else on a laptop? JB88, he did spin on his outlaps, so let's have a look, and hopefully he won't spin on his hot lap. Let's have a look. 3 minutes left in this session as well. Downshift into 6th, which is crucial. And JB 30.4. Not the best sector one that I've seen, to be honest. And we see yellow flags in sector 1, interestingly. Right, JB88, what can you do? Ooh, not optimal, and did invalidate his lap time as well. That might actually be qualifying over for JB. Stingering is only up in 15th, isn't really going to go much quicker. Dom has already invalidated. Right, Evil Lago, what can you do? Invalidated. Why is everyone invalidating the laps? Come on, give me some action. Where's Norbiak? On a outlap. Okay. This guy's right behind Norbiak. Lewis is on a outlap as well. Everyone is on an outlap. Motomoto has retired. It's interesting. Right. The calm before the storm. Demio has started a lap time in the trusty Williams. And he's invalidated. He's trusty Williams. Amazing. The two Alpha Tauris are also on laps now, so I shall stick with these guys. Nat is in P10 as it stands, and his teammate is in P11. Have they started the laps or have they just finished the lap? Because I can't tell. Nat does seem like he's pushing, so perhaps he's on a lap time. First sector, 30.2, decent. 2 tenths up. I shall stick with Nat's lap for the time being. Ooh. Oh, that was so close to the wall here. Well held. What? Double downshift here. Okay, whatever floats your boat here. Oh, slight tap the wall. Dark Eyes has spun out, so his lap time and qualifying session is over. He will start in P11 at best. Once Nat finishes his lap time, I will jump on board the potential pole sitters. At Nat is still 2 and a bit tenths up on his previous best lap time, and 2 tenths will put him into P7. Decides not to get DRS, oh sorry, slipstream I should say, from the Williams, but maybe it's for the best because the Williams was off the line anyway. Final corner, decent rotation by the Alpha Tauri as he goes towards the line. DRS opened, what can Nat do? Can he go anywhere further in the top 10? Up to P7 with a 27.4 diesel lap time. Let's now jump on board CRE Matt, who has actually invalidated his lap time. He will not be going any further. What can Norbiak do? Our championship leader going towards the line in the Mercedes, and he takes provisional pole with a 26.8. That came out of nowhere. Holy. Can Julian do anything? He's a 10th up, 29.9 in the first sector. Let's have a look. What is this guy doing? He's just started a lap time. Not going too quick, is he? Checker flag is out. Slight tap into the wall by Julian here. Lewis got damage on outlap. That is unfortunate. Julian, what can he do? He needs 3 tenths to nap that pole position away from Norbiak. Second sector split, he's 2 tenths up. He only needs 1 more tenth. Does Julian in the Alfa Romeo to pick the pole position away from Norbiak. Norbiak will not be going any quicker as Lewis, who was said in the chat got damage on the outlap, is in P5 and he will not be going any further than that. Julian through the final corner needs a 10th in the final sector. Can he take it? More taps into the wall. He might have even got damage here, but let's have a look. And could he keep the speed up as he hit the wall over the line? It's only P2 for Julian with a 26.9. What can Goji do? Nothing. Mats is also not going any quicker. As Sikro, I probably botched that name really badly, but up to P8 he goes. Nat has decided to give up on living. Demio is not going to go any quicker. Dark Eyes has taken a checkered flag in his mind anyway, because he has invalidated. And I do believe that is it for qualifying. Norbiak, our championship leader, has taken another pole position. Very well done. I do think Norbiak got pole in Mexico, but obviously the race did not go as well for the pole in the Mercedes. But another pole position for Norbiak. 2 of 2 out of the races that I've commentated. Norbiak has got the pole at the final few moments in qualifying. as was said before, we will be going for a short break in between qualifying and the race because we will be resetting the lobby. So in a few moments' time, we will go on a bit of a intermission, and then we will be back. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in a few moments' time. And we have returned. In the meantime, we have lost a brave soldier, Michi, who I can't remember if he had a quali ban or if he just decided to not qualify, but he has failed to rejoin the session, so we will be starting the race with 19 drivers, which obviously is rather unfortunate, but oh well, happens, right? Anyway, welcome back. As it was before, it hasn't changed in the meantime. WOR, PC, Season 12, Round 12, Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, TS6. I think I forgot to mention that before, but yeah, we are 20 seconds away from getting underway with this race. We have 25 laps ahead of us, and with walls being really close to the track, with the slightest of mistakes, you could be in set walls and out of the race. But yeah, we are now. I can't remember if we have formation lap, but we should have a formation lap before the race. We have Norbiak on pole position and Julian Kobasi in P2. Righty-ho! I forgot to take you guys through the grid order before. So we have Norbiak in P1, Julian P2, Matt P3, Goji P4, Lewis P5, Ivan Lago P6, Motomoto P7, Sikro P8, Nat P9, Demio P10, and we have Kiaos in the P11 strat, starting on mediums, Stingering P12, Dark Eyes P13, Stefano Joa P14, Harry P15, JB88 P16, Dom P17, PT P18, and Alala Cirque in P19. And last, as was said, we have lost Michu, which is rather unfortunate. Lewis has also left the session, which is not ideal for the Aston Martin driver. Lewis was really good, really quick in Mexico in terms of race pace, so I am rather excited to see what can he do starting from inside the top 5. We have, what's that, 6 drivers starting on mediums, Kios and Stingering from P11 and 12, and then Harry, JB, Dom and PT from P15 down to P18. Everyone else, as you can see on the left side of your screen, will be starting on soft tires. But now the drivers are approaching the final corner of the formation lap. Julian is practicing how it feels like to drive out in front, as he probably will try to get out in front if he gets a good start ahead of Norbiak, that is, or behind Norbiak to get ahead of Norbiak. But yeah, the drivers are now approaching the grid. Lewis has already asked for another invite because obviously he disconnected or something. And yeah, this is, as to say, the calm before the storm. The grid will get nice and quiet before we get going again. As you can see, top left of your screen, 25 laps ahead of us all here in Saudi Arabia. And the strategy should be rather easy one-stop, soft, medium or medium soft. However, safety cars can throw a bit of a spanner into the works, especially for the top runners. But enough for waffling. The lights are building up. There are 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and we are go. Looks like Norbiak gets a rather decent start. Julian tries to dive it down the inside in towards turn 1. I think Julian got the move done, and at the back of the field, there's no incidents so far. Rather interestingly enough, no one has put it into the wall yet, as Norbiak has lost the lead at the start, and that's basically what happened in Mexico as well. He didn't get the best of starts, and he dropped down to P2. Lewis is dropping down the field like a stone, as he hasn't been able to rejoin the session. Demio and Motomoto are trying to fight away as well, as Motomoto up to P8. That's actually, no, never mind. Motomoto did qualify on softs. You need an invite? Unfortunately, I don't have Yadit, so, and PD seems to be racing, so that is unfortunate for you. I would invite you, but I don't have you added, so that's unfortunate. Right, lap 1, and no one's really died, which is really surprising. Norbiak is still really close to the race leader, but as is Mats behind Norbiak, and they haven't really been able to break away. Like the first 1 second gap we have is between Dark Eyes and Lewis's AI. And that's basically, yeah, the first 1 second gap. Julian leads the way at the end of lap 1. We have battling going on at the back of the field, nearly 3 wide there, as Motomoto is trying to defend his position ahead of the 2 Williamses who go side by side through the first corner on lap 2. Slight contact there, and really well held by Sikra, I think that was, to keep it away from the wall. As Lewis unfortunately is still dropping down the field like a stone. And still, there's not been many incidents. There's not been any incidents. Even Lago has picked up a 3-second penalty, which is really unfortunate for him. Norbiak is already starting to drop back from the race leader, Julian. 6, nearly 7 tenths behind, which is, well, he's still in the DRS window, but he would like to be a little bit closer, especially with Mats breathing down Norbiak's neck. But still not really doing much here, and we have the first breakaway group. The top 5 all within a second of one another. Then we have a 1.5, 1.6 second gap back to Nat. Does Nat have damage, or is he just slow? I can't quite tell, but that car looks quite a bust to drive, if you ask me. And here we go, Mats is trying to line up a move on Norbiak, and Julian is really slow as well. And Mats does stab it down inside of Norbiak going into the final corner. There's been contact! And, oh dear. Norbiak and Mats were fighting in the final corner, and I think Mats collected the back of Norbiak's car, and Mats is now into the pits without a front wing. That is really unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver indeed, as we have a bit of a bit of a dive bomb attempt by Dark Eyes into turn 1, but not really doing much here, as DRS will be activated at the, well, mid, basically right now. Virtual safety car, hello! What for? What's happened? Why do we have a virtual safety car? Really unfortunate timing for Matt, who has boxed onto Hearts with clear intent to get, well, not stop again. I can add you. Hold on a minute. Oops. Right, hold on, give me a second. We have virtual safety car right now, so shouldn't really be much. Let me see if I can. Lewis, can you check Discord, the tier 1 chat? The virtual safety car has ended. I will. What happened there? Hold on. I will send my Steam link in the tier 6 chat. If I can find it, that is. Of course I can't. Oh, there it is. Come on, should be here, right? No? Bloody hell. Right, Lewis, I will send my Steam account thing here. You can add me, and then I can invite you, hopefully. That's the plan. Right, check DMs. Add me. Right, meanwhile, let's get back to the action. Norbiak has somehow got himself back up to P2. I've been a really professional commentator and not really paid much attention to what has been going on. But Norbiak with DRS at the back of our race leader, with clear intent to actually overtake the race leader and try to retake the race lead that he tried to hold with the pole position. Norbiak with the first lap of the race, and into the race lead he goes. Nice move by Norbiak. Yeah, Lewis, I have sent you. There you go. Accept. Right, and now let's try to invite you. Lewis, there you go. You've got an invite. There you go. You should be able to get back into the race. Norbiak has taken the lead back that he lost right at the start. And there you go. Lewis has rejoined the session. Sorry that it took that long. Your AI has pitted for whatever reason. But congratulations, you will now start. You will do the rest of the race on hards. Congratulations. Julian and Norbiak will... Oh, Julian just went off the track as I was going to say that. But Julian and Norbiak are really close to one another. But Julian definitely picked up a warning after that. We have a four-way fight for the race lead as it stands right now. Then Demio is kind of in the middle of nowhere. And then we have a bit of a train led by Moto. But let's get back to the action at the front. Moto with a 3-second time penalty. It is really easy to pick up track penalties here, isn't it? Are we going to see DRS chicken? No. Julian clear around outside of Norbiak, but Norbiak will now get the DRS back on the Alfa Romeo. There we go. And it should... Oh, never mind. Julian into the pits. Interesting. And is even trying to get a move done on Goji in P2. Doesn't look like it. We have, yeah, Julian into the pits for our nose change. Huh, interesting. So he must have got damage, and Alalosuk is also into the pits. I wonder if that's for a bit of a front wing change as well. There is a front wing out for him, and yeah, so... Obviously, Julian will have undercut with the medium tires, but he also lost a hell of a lot of time changing the front wing. So Norbiak should keep the race lead, and now the matter whether or not he can actually pull away from Goji is another topic that we shall be covering later on in this race. I have been really unprofessional commentator so far in this race, but I'll try to get my head back into this. The Alpha Tauris, damn, up to P5 and P6, obviously with other misfortunes for other trophies as well. Nat did touch the wall here, and we have yellow flag in Sector 1. Alalosuk is out of the race, and we have a safety car. Hello! This should be a free pit stop for literally everyone. Those on medium, sorry, those on softs should probably box onto mediums here, and those on mediums, I don't know, box onto hards or something. This should be a no-brainer. You should box in here, definitely. Yeah, Norbiak is pulling into the pits. It's gonna be a Mercedes double stack here, but it should be fine. I'm actually gonna hop on board with Ivan here. He will slow it nicely down. Going towards pit entry, no reason to rush whatsoever. Norbiak is out, and Ivan is actually going for nose change here as well. Kiaos decides to stay out, so Norbiak will retake the provisional race lead. There you go, Lewis, you're right back in the race. You should probably box onto mediums. Literally everyone else is probably going to pit onto mediums. Pit lane is really busy here. And yeah, to no surprise, even people on hards are now boxing onto mediums. And, well, it's a free pit stop, really. Lucky for Julian? Yes and no. I think Julian would have much rather have tried to undercut even with that front wing change. But he is back in the race contention. Literally everyone is, as was predicted. Most people are onto mediums now. JB88 and Dom on hards, which I don't necessarily understand why, because you can get mediums to the end from now, especially with the safety car. You will take off a few laps in a slower pace. So I don't exactly understand why are some people on hards. What I don't understand either is why do we have 3 people, including PT, on softs? You will not get to the end on softs from here. In this other league race, it's a bit of a story time as we have the safety period. Nothing much is going on in the race, so I will give you guys a bit of a story time. Back in like January or February, I had a league race here in Jeddah, and I was like, I was subbing in as I was a reserve in that league, and I started last because I wanted to not qualify, and I started on mediums because Altstrat OP, right? Unfortunately for me, I had a really bad start, which, well, I was last anyway, so I stayed last. And on like lap 9, I got damage, so I had to box from mediums to softs for a nose change, and I only just took the soft tires to the end. So like from lap 9, lap 10, you can get softs to the end as well. But one, you will not be going too fast come like the final few 5 laps, and 2, I would rather recommend you to go on to mediums still. But obviously there was no safety cars for me, so I kind of had to stick with it. Why is Motomoto into the pits again? What are you doing, son? What are you doing? Is he listening? He's going onto the softs. Another nose change, obviously new softs, so it is possible to go to the end. Motomoto, are you listening? By the way, is it only me that the AI way too aggressive in Mexico in this game, oftenly crushing more than usually middle sector? Or myself, I don't know, because I don't really race AI on this game. To be fair, I don't really race on this game anyway. The last time I really raced AI was in like F1 2020, so I don't have much experience myself when it comes to AI. Motomoto on new softs, he will probably get to the end, and to be fair, same could be said for Stingering and PT. Again, not the most ideal strategy for them. I would much rather be on mediums at this stage, but maybe they can pull it off, or maybe we're gonna have more safety cars. Speaking of safety cars, it should come in maybe at the end of this lap. Kios, I don't exactly understand what his strategy is, because literally everyone behind him will be going to the end. Maybe not Harry. Harry and Kios, I would say, are probably due for another pit stop, but everyone else, I don't necessarily understand why have they not pitted. Safety car not in this lap. Maybe. Oh, never mind. Safety car in this lap. At the end of lap 8, we shall resume with some racing action. Norbiak would dearly like to get past Kios as quickly as possible, one could assume, as Kios now is the effective safety car. You can go side by side on this game on safety car restarts, but I don't really know why would anyone do that. Norbiak is trying to get the wider line for better exit onto the main straight, but it doesn't really matter because Kios is taking it right to the line, and he's gone. Decent restart by Kios, and Norbiak was caught up in it. Now Goji might actually go for the move. Norbiak has to hold on for the P2 position. Goji goes down the inside of Norbiak, and does he make the move stick? Not quite. Norbiak holds on for P2, provisional P1, and we have more racing in the first sector. Ivan gets the move done on Nat, but Nat might have damage here. PT and Stingering in the two Ferraris that gave us much action back in Mexico are now neck and neck as well. Dark Eyes with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, which is, as said, really easy to do here. Mats and Lewis both are recovery drivers now, because both of them had some misfortune in the first few laps of this race, but with the safety car they have a new chance at life. Julian has got the move done on Dark Eyes and up to P4, provisional P4. He goes Nat with a 3-second time penalty to be added at the end of this race. The two Ferraris are still really close, as they were in Mexico. Back in Mexico, it honestly, if you didn't know the teammates, you wouldn't have guessed that they were teammates, because they were fighting each other so hard that it was really crazy. But meanwhile, everyone is just really close to each other. Is PT gonna go for the move? No, holy hell, what's going on in here? Motomoto, oh my dear lord, there's 3 wide into the final corner. Motomoto with a opportunistic tire bomb there, and it didn't really work out for him, unfortunately. So, Kios has managed to keep the lead, as we have the 2 Alpines fighting away into turn 1, and I am so surprised there was no crash in there. I was fully expecting one of these two to go for a spin. The 2 Ferraris are giving us action as well. Stingering is actually, oh dear. Nat has damage, surely. Probably teamwork for the Ferraris, but oh, they're still side by side. Great action here, but I don't think neither of these guys would like to keep this action, especially here in Sector 1. You can't necessarily, it's difficult enough to keep the car on track on your own. Try to go side by side, it's even worse, but PT is still stuck behind the Alpha Tower. How familiar, 2 Alpine battling into turn 1, that's exactly what I was thinking as well, as we were approaching the turn 1. And we have not. What's happened here? Largo has crashed out, and we have another safety car. I didn't actually catch what happened there, I just saw debris. So my apologies, I didn't exactly see what happened there, but we have yet another safety car. We've had 2 safety cars and a virtual safety car. This now gives the opportunity to the likes of JB88 and Dom to box onto mediums. Perhaps Kios is looking to pit as well. Let's have a look. No, he stays... No, never mind. Kios is pitting. Norbiak stays out, Goji stays out, Demio stays out, everyone else is staying out. To be honest, if I was these guys, I would probably pit onto softs from here on. Don't ask why. Fresh softs from now will definitely get you to the end. Unfortunately, Kios is listening, he's gone onto hards. Nat is into the pit for a no change, no, but goes onto new softs. Dom goes onto mediums. Harry went for mediums, JB onto mediums, and Motomoto hasn't even made the pit entry yet. Does decide to stay out is the horse driver. We have a couple more laps of breathing room. Especially for me, because my voice is already starting to go and it's not even half race distance yet. But we've had quite a lot of action here in Saudi Arabia, as was expected, to be honest. Like, we saw quite a lot of action in real life F1, like was pointed out in the chat. 2 Alpines battling into turn 1, we got that as well. And I don't know if it's only me, but if I'm commentating on races or even if I'm racing myself, sometimes I just happen to spot some weird instances where something really similar happens in a league race that happened in real life as well. And as it was with the 2 Alpines here, battling towards turn 1, getting quite aggressive actually, and only just managing to avoid crashing. Obviously the Alonso and Ocon battle back in Jeddah a few weeks back just instantly came to mind as well. Safety car should come in maybe in the end of, probably not the next lap, but the lap after that. Norbiak has managed to keep the lead after losing it at the start. He got it back from Goji, the Red Bull, and is now looking to convert this lead position to a race win. Chulin is up to P4 after his misfortunes, damaging his wing on lap 5 and having to pit rather early onto mediums. Up to P4, he can still do damage in this race, not to himself obviously, but you know, to maybe cause a few headaches to Norbiak and Goji, you know, people ahead of him. We just need a battle for DRS at the last turn. Now, that's what I pointed out in Golfan, actually. I haven't seen DRS Chicken yet. DRS Chicken, obviously, is when you just try to not lead going onto the main straight, because obviously it is rather easy to just retake the lead with DRS if you have lost it on the back straight. So, DRS is not after the turn? It is. Oh wait, yeah, it is. DRS dot is after the turn. Which is even more so. Like, you don't want to lead going to the main straight. Like, we'll probably still see that. Like, maybe someone... I don't know, this is just me thinking of random instances that might occur. Maybe someone is going for a move on the back straight and then realizes, like, oh wait, I'm gonna lose his position going to the main straight, so maybe he tries to back out of the move, and then the guy he was overtaking would also realize, like, oh wait, I want this guy to overtake me, you know that. So, I mean, hopefully for us we're gonna see some DRS chicken, but obviously I don't think the drivers would necessarily like that, because it is rather stressful, you know. Like, trying to nab DRS from each other, trying to outtrain each other, and keep it out of the walls at the same time. It is lap 12. We have technically passed the half race distance, as we are in middle sector of lap 12. Is the safety car gonna come in this lap? I would say it's either gonna come in at the end of this lap or the lap after. So we've had half of the race distance of action, and hopefully we're gonna have the second half of the race with similar action as well. This time with Norbiak at the front of the field, and the safety car is coming in. Would you look at that? We have a Mercedes and a Red Bull. at the front of the field in Saudi Arabia. Where have I seen that before? Actually, I don't think I've seen that in Saudi Arabia at the safety car restart. I can't remember what positions they were like. There was like I think Verstappen jumped Hamilton in 2021, but regardless, doesn't really matter right now. Norbik is trying to get as good of our safety car restart, weaving all the way, and he's gone. This time it was Goji that was caught napping perhaps, as we go now towards turn 1, and we have a couple of side-by-side moments. Is anyone going to go for the move here? Lewis and Stefano trying to teamwork their way past Stefano Chiova. Not really done much there. Kios, he's probably going to struggle on the hard tires, the only driver on the hards as we are in the second half of the race, and Chilean has actually got past Demio, and that has put Demio slightly under pressure to defend from Dark Eyes, the first of AlphaTauri. Stefano Chiova has picked himself a 3-second time penalty. Keep an eye on the two Ferraris and also Nat, who are on soft tires, who will probably try to go to the end. Lewis has got away past Stefano Chiova as well on his recovery back off the field. Obviously, Lewis did disconnect before on the formation lap really, and he only got back into the race during the first safety car, I think it was, or just before the first safety car was triggered. So Lewis trying to get a beautiful recovery here. Meanwhile, Mats, obviously he had contact with Norbiak in the beginning of the race as well. We have yellow flags in sector 3. Something has happened. Stefano Chiova has lost some bits of his front wing, rather irrelevant as it stands right now. Mats is trying to get a move done on Pete. Who's that? Pete, yeah, the second Ferrari behind Stingering, and on the main straight we are now. Medium tires versus the soft tires, but Mats actually got a rather good exit onto the main straight. Peter goes slightly defensive here. There's been contact, maybe, between Mats and Pete. Mats also picks up a 3-second penalty. Nat has retired in this from this race in the pits, and Stingering has spun. Has to watch out with his rejoin. Julia has picked up a 3-second penalty, which could prove to be crucial come the end of this race. Norbiak still... Oh dear, Mats has retired. What's happened to him? Oh dear, what's he done? We have another safety car! Okay! I'm not so sure what happened to Nat. He might have Schumachered it, which is rather unfortunate, but we have a third safety car in this race. Another safety car for Norbiak to survive. And if you'd excuse me for a second, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Right, I have returned. I actually realized I didn't have any water, so I had to quickly grab some. Fortunately, the tap water here is quite good, so I didn't have to go to the kitchen. Interestingly enough, Norbiak and literally everyone behind him has gone onto softs. We have Dom, Mojo and Harry, who have decided to stay out on the medium tires, and that actually, I would say, is big brain by Norbiak and co. To go onto fresh set of softs. Well, discounting Lewis, because Lewis is on 4-lap old softs, but they will still do the job. We have 10 laps to go at the end of this lap. We will probably have one more lap of safety cars, so We will have 9 racing laps if my maths are correct, and softs will do that easily. Norbiak probably, obviously I was away so I didn't exactly see how it went on. Norbiak probably did take a risk pitting onto softs, but fortunately for him almost everyone behind him followed him through, so he is P4 on track. And well, I would have to say provisional P4 as well, because like Harry, Motomoto and Dom, they don't have to pit and they can defend from Norbiak. Just whether or not they can defend is another matter. In terms of penalties, let's actually have a quick look here. Motomoto has 3 seconds, Julian has 3 seconds, Dark Eyes has 6 seconds, JBAJ has 3 seconds, PT and Stefano Shiova have 3 seconds each. So, especially if you have more safety cars come the end of the race, I think we have 1 more safety car possible, because I think there's a allowance of 4 safety cars each race. The track limit penalties might come in crucial come the end of the race. What Norbeck would dearly love to do is get through the 3 cars in front of him as quickly as humanly possible, and then just run away and make as big of a gap to people behind him, as Goji, I would say, is his main competitor for the race win as well. Safety car should come in at the end of this lap, and we should have 9 racing laps come to the end of the race. The pack has caught the safety car. I forgot what I was going to say there, which is rather embarrassing, but we live. Norbiak, I can't remember what gap he had in the championship. I remember he was leading the championship ahead of PT, and PT down in P12. Actually, let me have a look real quick. The safety car will come in at the end of this lap, I think so, but I will have a quick look at the standings real quick. PC tier 6. Where's PC tier 6? Where? Oh, there it is. We haven't got confirmation yet. Should do in a few. There you go. So got in this lap. Right. In the championship, Norbiak leads away from PT, and the gap between Norbiak and PT is 62 points. This is the 4th last race. Norbiak cannot secure the championship as it stands right now, but he will make inroads to the I can't English. He will probably win the championship come the end of the season, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. Safety car restart number 3, and Harry's taking it straight to the line. Look how packed they are, and Harry has decided to go. Motomoto caught a little bit napping, but even more napping was caught. Was Dom. Oh my god, I can't speak. Coach is trying to go down the inside of Norbeck into turn 1. Can Norbeck hold on to the P4? Yes, he can. Do we have any more drama? No, we do not. And that is really good for the drivers. Norbeck has survived the threat from Goji into turn 1 and will now try to get past Dom as quickly and as cleanly as humanly possible. Maybe even trying to go down around the outside come the next. Nope, he's going for the inside. And it should be a rather easy move. There you go, Bob's your uncle, and down the inside goes Norbiak. Dom is trying to hang it around that side, and well, he lost another position to Goji. Dom has still got his car down the inside. No, he has to go off track instead. Let's Julian through, let's Dark Eyes through, and Dom has lost quite a few positions with that bit of an exchange. Has to watch out not to lose out to Kias here. Side by side they are into turn 21, I think it is. I can't remember. Dom had to go off track even further, and what a disaster it has been for the Haas driver. Was P3 at the safety car restart bar. Is now down to P11, and he's probably going to drop even more positions. Now, Norbiak has yet another Haas to clear, and he will probably try to clear him come turn 1. as Norbiak in the Mercedes, the championship leader, is lining up a move, maybe down the inside. Dom has picked up a 3-second penalty. As his woes continue, probably will go into the pits to retire the car. Norbiak has not managed to stay, has not managed to overtake the Haas, and decides better of overtaking Motomoto there. Motomoto does pick up a 3-second penalty here. Dom and Lewis are both in the pits, not retiring yet, which is interesting. Maybe just going for softs. Everything can still happen. And now Norberg is trying around the outside this time on the Haas, and there should be an easy move. Motomoto will try to fight this one, and really close to the wall there. It's 3 wide between Goji, Motomoto and Norberg comes out better of the 3. Up to P2 is Norberg, but does go off the track here. Doesn't pick up a penalty for the time being for his worries. Goji has got past Motomoto as well, and the same could be said for Julian, as Motomoto is going in a similar fashion as his teammate. Doesn't drop all the way to the back for the time being, but oh dear. Oh dear. I think what happened there was Sikro maybe touched Kios there, and Kios got off out of the shape a little bit there, which is really unfortunate for Stingering, because Stingering picked up some damage there. Holy, what's happening here? This is going to be 3 wide, isn't it? DRS will be enabled this lap, and somehow this didn't happen in Tears. Dark Eyes has got the move done on Motomoto as well. Lap 19 out of 25. We have 7 laps remaining, including this lap. Safety car, not safety car, bloody hell. DRS was enabled as said, and they will get the first dose of DRS on this straight coming up now. Norbiak is not really in a good position, because obviously Julian has a penalty. Goji does not, and Goji is his direct battle for the race lead, to be fair. Harry is trying to defend clean air, going to the long left-handed hand. What would be smart for Norbiak here, to be honest, probably... Oh dear, what's happened between Stingering and Lewis? What has happened to you guys? I think Stingering obviously pitted, exited the pits, and somehow these two have met. Goji is really close to Norbiak. Is actually trying to line up a move? Maybe no. Thinks better of it. And now Norbiak will pick up DRS at the back of Harry. Kios picks up a 3-second time penalty. He isn't really anywhere as it stands right now. We have more yellow flags in Sector 1. Goji has got the move done on Norbiak. And will we see DRS chicken? I think Harry actually tried it. And one of these guys in front missed out on DRS. Oh my god. This is going to be close. It's 3 wide already. Is it going to be 4 wide? As I don't actually understand what's going on in here. Harry has lost the lead and was tapped into the... Oh dear. I saw that happen. And we have a 4th safety car. My brain could not process what was happening there. Basically, Norbiak was going for a move on Harry. Harry tried to stick it down to inside, was collected by Norbiak, and then Harry spun into Julian. Julian, the unfortunate, innocent bystander there, who managed to pick himself, well, managed to lose himself a front wing, rather. Lap 20 out of 25, 4th safety car in the race. I can quite confidently say we will not be getting any more safety cars. I think Norbiak Goji did not get any damage there. Dark Eyes in P3, PT P4 with obviously penalties of his own. Yeah, Julian really unfortunate there to pick up front wing damage and basically to lose the front wing outright. Lewis and Stingering are still in this race. Where has Harry's front wing gone? Oh wait, yeah, he was the one that got collected. Yeah, but yeah, that's the 4th safety car in this race. Now, I wonder... I don't think anyone at the top should pit, because they are on softs already, and rather young softs for that matter. What this does mean is we will have a bit of a sprint race, because the safety car, obviously it will go to lap 21, it will be 5 laps to go. 22 should probably be behind safety car. I think the safety car will come in at the end of lap 22, so we will have 23, 24, we'll have 5 laps, sorry, I can't do maths. We will have 3 laps remaining come the safety car restart. Monomoto unsurprisingly is into the pits. Julian as well, Harry as well. Well, acquire a new front wing. Norbik has caught up the safety car once more. Norbik, it hasn't been the cleanest of races for him. Like, I've seen him involved in like 3 or 3 incidents throughout this race. So, yeah, it's not really been the cleanest of races for the championship leader, but to be honest, I don't think any of the incidents has really been his fault. It's just unfortunate circumstances that have built up, and for Norbiak, fortunately for him, he has not lost anything from the incidents either. As was predicted, we will probably not see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. It will probably come in at the end of next lap. So we will have 3 laps to go after the safety car comes in. We will get DRS on the final lap, which will be really interesting if you ask me. And as I said before, track limit penalties, they will come in really crucial. And just look at that. Dark Ice 9 seconds, PT 3 seconds, Kias 3 seconds, JB 6 seconds, Stefano Chiova 3 seconds, Motomoto 6 seconds, Julian 3 seconds, Dom 3 seconds. They will be really close to one another, even after 3 laps. So the track limit penalties, they will be crucial come the checker flag. And obviously I think, actually let's have a look. How many warnings does Norbik have? I swear he has at least 1. Norbik has 2. Goji has 2. Obviously Dark Eyes, oh dear, there's a lot of warnings and penalties there. But yeah, both Norbiak and Goji are 1 track limit warning away from a 3-second penalty of their own. So adding on to the trying to stay out of trouble and, you know, trying to fight each other, they will also try to, or will have to try and stay on the track and not pick up any track limit warnings, because that would also mean the end of the race, or rather end of the race for the race win, that is, for these 2 as well. It's been a good recovery for PT, I must say. He started like 2nd last or something ridiculous like that, up to P4. Obviously he does have a couple of penalties, so he will probably not stay in P4, but good recovery by him regardless. Every single car is on soft tires, unsurprisingly so. And if Stingering can catch up the back of the fields before sector 3, we should get the safety car to come in at the end of this lap. We will have 3 laps to the end of this race. And just like that, Stingering has caught up the back of the field, and the safety car should come in at the end of this lap. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna have a sprint race that will end with final lap DRS activation. Oh boy, we might have drag races towards the line. Safety car in this lap, please. Anytime now, pop up, come on. Stressful times for the drivers. There you go, the lights are out on top of the safety car. The safety car will come in at the end of this lap. Really, really stressful times for the 2 race leaders and everyone behind them as well. They have to keep it clean, obviously. They can't afford any damage anymore in the safety car restart. Norbiak or Goji. Goji or Norbiak, who will be the race winner here today in Tier 6? Saudi Arabia. Norbiak, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna launch yourself? He will go now! There we go, Norbiak. And Goji actually picked up on it really quickly. Here we go, 3 laps to go! Here in Saudi Arabia. And Goji will stay behind Norbiak for the time being. Motomoto got overtaken by Julian there, I think. And no dramas, really. Everyone is kind of single file. Except for Kias and these guys. Obviously sector 1 basically a single file line, so you can't necessarily go too wide. I say that Julian put Stefano Chiova off the line slightly, and Stefano had to take evasive action to avoid crashing the car. Let's have a look what else is happening. Don't go into first person, or rather T-board. We have a bit of a gap that has formed already between, well, never mind. The gap has been removed, as I said that. Lewis up to P12 after obviously him having a woeful race. And Stingering is trying to make up some moves as well. Demio and Chebi are battling into... Oh, how do you make a move here? You shouldn't go for a move here. And Julian has taken like four cars in here. Lap 24. There's now a gap from P6 to P7 at 1.6 seconds as Julian has now made his way up to P7. Norbiak still leading the way, but it's only 0.4 of a second the gap. 2 laps to go in the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and oh my god, what's happening here? PT has made a move on Dark Eyes up to P3, it's the Ferrari, and Norbiak still, he will try to manage the race without picking up a track limit penalty, of course, as both himself and Goji are one warning away from a time penalty. Norbiak has not managed to pull away from Goji, so we will probably have a really spicy end to this race between the two race leaders. Battery levels are identical between the two race leaders. Why am I saying the two race leaders? Because everyone else, the 3 cars behind them do have track limit penalties. So for the race lead, technically it's only 2 of these. We have a Mercedes versus a Red Bull for the race win here in Saudi Arabia. Does that ring any bells to anyone? It certainly does for me. Do not forget, we do also have battles going on behind the race leaders. Chaos is kind of dragging on a train behind him. Dark Eyes and a few others are trying to get past the Alfa Romeo. Julian on a recovery drive as well, after having to pit, after being collected in the crush between Norbiak and Harry, as Julian down inside of 2 cars and nearly pulled it off! My oh my, and Dark has actually tried to push Julian towards the wall. DRS is enabled! Final lap of this race, and I don't know who's gonna win this race. Julian fighting to get through these cars as well. Holy, Lewis has picked up a 3-second penalty. Doesn't exactly matter right now. 3 wide nearly in the sector 1. You can't fight 2 or 3 wide here. Motor goes off the track. I think Julian had to go off the track to avoid an incident as well, as these guys are battling. But I'm so sorry guys, I have to focus on the top 2. Norbiak is stretching his legs a little bit. His battery levels are slightly lower than Goji behind him, but the really crucial part of this final lap is coming up for Norbiak at the final 2 DRS zones, and as it stands right now, I think Goji will have it, you know. 1 sector remaining in this race. Is it Norbiak or is it Goji? I don't know. Neither of them has picked up a track limit penalty either, so this might actually be a drag race to the line. Norbiak, not the best of exits. He does get the car a little bit wobbly there. And now Goji with DRS and with overtake mode. This might be GG's for the race. Norbiak has led for the majority of this race. Goji takes the lead of this race, and Norbiak's DRS battery levels are low. He will get DRS going towards the line. Goji, I think this is GG's unless Norbiak can drag himself over the line. I don't think it will happen. It is Goji to take the win ahead of Norbiak. P3 and is now P4 as Sikro without penalties. Jumps up to P3, P4, Kios P5, Julian P6, Harry P7, Demio P8, Motomoto P9, and I didn't manage to go the rest of the field. My oh my, what a finish to this race it was. Commiserations for Norbiak here. He led most of the race and was nicked away the race win in the final lap on the second last DRS straight, but Goji, he threatened to take the lead away, and he suddenly did. We have a Brit in the Red Bull on top of the podium. I don't think they've seen that at all, to be honest. And yeah, Norbiak P2 to extend his championship lead ahead of PT. PT actually P4. Really good result for the Ferrari as well, but unfortunately he does drop points to Norberg in the championship fight as well. We will have 3 races to go after this weekend. But here are your final race results. Goji P1 and takes the win ahead of Norberg. Norberg, our championship leader, does extend the championship lead ahead of PT. Citra P3 from P8. PT, what our drive from P18 up to P4. Really good recovery by the second man driver in the driver championship. Kios P5, Julian P6, Harry P7, Demio P8, Motomoto P9. Stingering will take the final points pain position ahead of Dark Eyes, Lewis, Stefano Chova, and Dom in P14. We had a couple of retirements. Matt Snat, Ivan Lago, and Alan Lasuk were your retirements. But this has been it for the race, and I hope you have enjoyed. Next week, I am not actually sure where we're going next week, but definitely going somewhere, and I should be back next week commentating TS6 as well. Until that, have a wonderful evening or wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, and goodbye.